Have you ever felt that gut-wrenching suspicion, that cold knot in your stomach that tells you something is terribly wrong? I'm here to share a story about Mark, a man who trusted his wife, Sarah, completely. They had what he thought was a perfect lifa, beautiful home, 2 wonderful kids, and a love that seemed unshakable. But one phone call, one simple lie, was about to shatter his world into a million pieces. This isn't just a story about betrayal, it's about a man's fight for the truth and his journey to reclaim his life. It all started on a Friday night. Mark had just put the kids to bed. He was looking forward to a quiet evening with Sarah, maybe watch a movie, just enjoy each other's company. He called her, expecting to hear the familiar, comforting sound of her voice. She picked up, her tone a little rushed. "Hey, hun," she said, "something's come up. Mom isn't feeling well, so I'm going to stay the night at her place to look after her." Mark, being the caring husband he was, immediately felt a pang of concern. "Oh no, is she okay? Is there anything I can do?" he asked. Sarah reassured him. "No, it's fine, just a bad headache. I'll handle it. I love you too," Mark replied, and they hung up. He felt a little disappointed their evening was canceled, but his mother-in-law's health came first. He trusted Sarah completely. Why wouldn't he? The next morning, Mark woke up and decided to do something nice. He thought he'd drop by his mother-in-law's house with some breakfast and her favorite flowers, just to cheer her up and maybe give Sarah a break. He got the kids ready, picked up some fresh pastries, and drove over. When he arrived, he was surprised to see his mother-in-law, Martha, outside, tending to her garden. She looked perfectly fine, humming a cheerful tune. "Mark, what a lovely surprise," she exclaimed, her face lighting up. Mark was confused. "Hi, Martha. I came to see how you were doing. Sarah said you weren't feeling well last night." Martha looked at him, her brow furrowed in confusion. "Me? I felt perfectly fine. I haven't even spoken to Sarah since Wednesday. I thought she was with you." In that moment, a cold dread washed over Mark. It was like the ground had opened up beneath him. Martha's words echoed in his ears. "I haven't even spoken to Sarah since Wednesday." The breakfast pastries in his hand suddenly felt like lead weights. Where was Sarah? If she wasn't at her mother's, where did she spend the night? Every possible scenario, each one worse than the last, flooded his mind. He tried to keep a calm face for Martha, not wanting to worry her. He mumbled some excuse about a misunderstanding and left quickly. His mind was racing. The trust he had placed in Sarah, the very foundation of their marriage, was cracking. He knew he had to find out the truth, no matter how painful it might be. Back in his car, Mark's hands trembled on the steering wheel. He felt a mix of anger, hurt, and confusion. He decided to call Sarah. Her phone went straight to voicemail. He tried again. Voicemail. A wave of panic set in. This wasn't like her. He then remembered the Find My Friends app they both had on their phones. They'd set it up years ago for safety, a way to keep track of each other when traveling. He rarely used it, but now his fingers fumbled as he opened the app. He held his breath as the map loaded, his heart pounding in his chest. A small dot representing Sarah's phone appeared on the screen. It wasn't at her mother's house. It wasn't at their home. It was located at an address across town in a residential area he didn't recognize. The address was for the Maple Creek Inn, a small, discreet hotel on the outskirts of the city. The drive to the Maple Creek Inn felt like an eternity. Every traffic light, every slow car in front of him, felt like a deliberate obstacle. His mind was a battleground of denial and acceptance. Maybe there was a reasonable explanation. A work conference he forgot about, a friend in need, but his gut told him otherwise. The lie about her mother, the unanswered calls it, all pointed to something he was terrified to confront. Pulling into the hotel parking lot, his worst fears were confirmed. There, parked in a corner spot, was Sarah's car. And parked right next to it was another car he recognized all too well. It belonged to David, his supposed best friend, the man who had been the best man at their wedding. The sight hit him like a physical blow, knocking the air from his lungs. Mark sat in his car, paralyzed for what felt like hours. He just stared at the 2 cars, side by side, a silent testament to the ultimate betrayal. He pictured them together, Sarah and David, his wife, and his best friend. The memories of their shared laughter, their family barbecues, their kids' playdates, it all felt like a twisted, cruel joke. How long had this been going on? How could he have been so blind? He felt a rage building inside him, a white-hot fury that threatened to consume him. But then, it was replaced by a profound, hollow sadness. The life he had built, the future he had imagined, was a lie. He didn't storm into the hotel. He didn't make a scene. With a chilling calm, he took out his phone, took a picture of the two cars together, and drove away. The fight was over. Now, he had to figure out how to survive the aftermath. When Sarah finally came home that evening, she acted as if nothing was wrong. "Hey, honey, Mom's feeling much better," she said with a bright, fake smile. Mark just looked at her, his expression unreadable. He let her talk, let her spin her web of lies about how she had nursed her mother back to health. He felt detached, like he was watching a scene from a movie. When she finished, he calmly said, "That's strange, because I went to your mom's this morning. She said she hadn't seen you." The color drained from Sarah's face. She stammered, trying to come up with another lie, but Mark cut her off. He placed his phone on the table, the picture of her car next to David's, at the hotel glowing on the screen. There was no escaping it. The truth was out. The silence that followed was deafening, filled with the wreckage of their broken marriage. The confrontation was explosive. Tears, accusations, and finally, a confession. It had been going on for months. Mark felt a strange sense of relief amidst the pain. The uncertainty was gone. He knew the truth. As devastating as it was, he asked Sarah to leave that night. Watching her pack her bags was one of the hardest things he'd ever done. Not because he wanted her to stay, but because it symbolized the definitive end of their life together. The next few weeks were a blur of lawyers, difficult conversations, and telling the kids he focused all his energy on his children, shielding them as much as possible, being the stable, loving parent they needed more than ever. He leaned on his family and a few true friends who rallied around him. It was a painful, difficult process, but with each passing day, Mark started to heal. Mark's story is a powerful reminder that sometimes the hardest truths are the ones that set us free. He could have ignored the signs, lived in blissful ignorance, but he chose to seek the truth, to face the betrayal head-on. It was a journey through darkness, but it led him to a new beginning. He learned to trust his instincts and discovered a strength within himself he never knew he had. Today, Mark and his kids are thriving. He's building a new life, one founded on honesty and self-respect. He found peace not in revenge, but in moving forward. Thank you so much for watching and for letting me share this powerful story with you. If you've ever been through something similar, know that you are not alone and that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Please hit that like button if this story resonated with you, and subscribe to our channel for more content that explores the complexities of life and relationships. We'll see you in the next video.